This is one of those ASUS pre-built computers. This whole power supply shroud comes out, actually. All you have to do is remove a couple screws that are back behind the front plate. So I measured it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna fit my 360 rad, which would be fantastic, because then I could actually use this case. Stay tuned. A proof of concept, it will fit a 360 rad here. You're gonna need to get creative with hardware, and you might need to screw into the radiator fins, which will not be good. Fortunately, this USB connection here that goes to here is slightly in the way, so I'm gonna move the fans to the front and have them push through. And then I can always add fans to the back to have push-pull, but that one in the front is gonna give us just enough space, I believe, to clear that piece. I guess we'll see. And then, yeah, it should be just perfect actually. But there it is, fitting in there, and I should be able to get a card around these tubes. It's looking good. All right, as an update with the ASUS case, it was easier to take off the front panel to work with, unplug it from the motherboard. I don't know why I didn't do that at first. And then, dude, I got the Arctic Liquid Cool 360. This is not a small radiator by any means. 360, it fits perfectly in here. There's a wire, this USB one, that is bent up a little bit, but it should be fine. These fans slot perfectly under this metal grating, and I screwed in every one of these fans to the radiator except for these two screws here. I left them out of the fan until I pressed the radiator up against the case, and then I put in the screws. And I could engage maybe 4 threads, was able to turn it clockwise completely 4 times. So this is rock solid on the case now. And I mean, it's kind of crazy, but I have room for push-pull configuration on almost all of these spots. That fan fits there, and it even fits at the top. The only reason that I needed to move these fans to push here is to make it so that that was not being bent out so much, and it actually fits way better in this configuration. It's like slots in like a dream. Which leads me to believe this case was originally designed for 360, and then they went with a shroud and other stuff, which just made it way worse overall. So this is shaping up to be a great, like a very small micro ATX case that also fits a 360 rad. I'd be surprised if there's anything smaller that can claim that. The only one I can't put a fan on is here, because it sits on top of the hard drive, a SATA cable right there. Then I'll be able to add 2 fans here. This is too small for an exhaust fan, but I could add one on the exterior or buy slightly like an 80mm fan. I believe these are 100, which is like standard. This is way small. But everything's looking good. One thing is, this is a modular power supply, and the motherboard cable is slightly too short to come all the way around and plug in when the radiator's in the way. So I had to use a motherboard extension, or actually a splitter, which essentially is just extending it for me. But that's the only extra part that I really needed to pull this off. So I'm excited how this is going to turn. My cardboard shroud. The last thing that I had to do was there are these little clips that look like this that flare out on the front panel of the case. This guy, they go in through a hole in this panel, and one of the clips was going through the panel and then stopping the fan from turning. So it would turn and go and try and restart every 5 seconds. So I just took some nice scissors here and cut that off. The front is still locked on there. It's all good. Cut this shroud out of cardboard, and it fits very nicely actually. I mean, it's starting to look really clean in here. I'm gonna put the glass panel on. All right, take off this garbage. Probably wasn't very satisfying. All right, it's the new case. Forgive the reflection of me. Turn on. There we go. I hate iPhones so much. Yeah, flash doesn't do much. Pretty managed in here.